Well, good morning and welcome to a very, very cold, and I mean very cold, -3, -4 cold River Trent. But it's absolutely stunning. What a beautiful morning. Not long after sunrise. Right, before I bring you along on this little walk of the Trent, I've got a secret, but you've got to promise not to say nothing. Don't tell nobody. Originally this morning I was heading up to Yorkshire to walk Ilkley Moor, but I got halfway there, well, a third of the way there, and realised that I forgot my boots. So I had to come all the way back home, 40-mile drive, 35-mile drive, get my boots. So that was Marty first off. So I've sacked that little idea off and I've come for a bit of River Trent peace, but you got to promise not to tell nobody. It's our little secret. Right, so we've actually started our walk at Home Pier Pont, the water sports centre near Nottingham, and we're heading into Nottingham city centre. So it's the furthest upstream. We'd have gone on our little tour of the Trent, but we'll head up into Nottingham city centre, maybe as far as the football ground and Trent Bridge, and then we're going to head back down and have a wander around Home Pier Pont. What an absolutely perfect morning for a walk, and what a very different river we've got. All the rowists are out. You see the super moon up there, the wolf moon. You can just about make it out. Plus it's back to work tomorrow as well. 17 days have just gone like that. What's that thing? Never work with kids and animals. That's something you don't see every day. Part of the river's frozen down there. Just show how cold it is. Yeah, Christmas and New Year has just absolutely flown. 17 days is, where's it gone? But it's been brilliant. I've had an absolutely lovely Christmas and New Year. Spent a lot of time with my daughter. That was brilliant. Yeah, just nice to relax. Put on about 15 stone. So by the time this walk's done and I've got home, I'll have about 12 hours to try and squeeze back into my work trousers. But it's just one of them mornings where it's an absolute joy to be out. Admittedly, it's not where I was going to go, but it'll be there for another day. Ilkley Moor will be there for another day. Alright, so we're now on Nottingham's famous Trent Bridge. Obviously the footy ground there, the cricket ground's just there. You can just see the floodlight. Beautiful, beautiful bit of river. Alright, so now I'm going to head back down that way, back towards the water sports centre, and have a wander around there. I think everybody around here has got dry robes for Christmas. Every other person, dog walkers and whatnot, they've all got dry robes on. You know, them half dressing gown, half coat things that you wear when you get out to sea after you've been for a swim. Is that the new fashion thing? I don't know. Pair it with some Crocs and you're well away. It must be freezing out on that water. Fair play. It must be Baltic. Right, so the river runs along the back of there. I think there's like a big weir or sluice down there, and there's a little side chute of the river, and it becomes so this is the canoe slalom whitewater rafting bit. And talking from experience, it is brilliant, but I'll come to that shortly. Now, I think we can head round. I think we can head round the back of here, and it takes us out down there the end of the canoe slalom. I'm not sure. We'll have a look. We'll have a look. Yeah, so where's the Trent? Back on the Trent, obviously. I'm sure that where it's all scaffolded up there, I think that's like a weir or some sort of sluice. And then this bit's the lock for the boats. We'll have a look when we get down there. Yeah, so that's Colwick Sluices. I don't know if you can read that. Tell us a bit more about it if you want to pause that and have a look. Alright, so the Trent winds its merry way back down that way, but we are going to go back the other way because that's a dead end. That went well, didn't it? Here we go. This is where I want it to be. So this is the bottom end of the whitewater slalom course, but even this gets flooded. Look. You see the tide mark of crap, telltale sign that when the river's been in flood at some point. Well, ace. Alright, back up to that bridge then. This is going really well, this part of the video, really well. Right, so I've made it round to the rowing lake. Is it a mile long? Something like that? I'm not sure. I'll have to find out. I'm sure a proper rowing lake's a mile long. But this is a proper little trip down memory lane actually. Because in I think it was 1994, we came on a residential trip here with school. I think it was 2 or 3 days. So we all stayed in that building just there, and we did canoeing on here. And I also vividly remember on that trip getting threatened to get sent home by our teacher, Mr. Mand, because I think it involved on our little dormitory bit going around knocking on everyone's door, and I seem to remember toothpaste on door handles and things like that. It was me, my cousin and another lad, and we were staying in that building there, and I remember we had to run. He got us up our teacher got us up one morning, once he found out who it was. He got us up one morning and we had to run from that building, I think somewhere around this corner and back. Otherwise he was going to send us home. That was our little punishment. Happy days. So sorry mum if you're watching this, I don't think I've ever told you that. Yeah, the innocence of youth and mischief, eh? Toothpaste on dormitory doors. We know how to live it. We know how to live wild back in the day. It's actually a fair old lick from that building round to this corner where we had to run. I don't think I could do it now. Let alone when we was, what, 10? Something like that, 11? Right, on that note, I'm going to leave this little short walk along the Trent and home Pierpont Water Sports Centre, and I'll catch up with you on the next video.